Doreen has heard they have returned in vogue. They are back to being cool. They may not be visually flattering in sense, but big knickers rule. She can't be doing with all of this provocative lingerie. They're nothing but a strand of string. They are only good for you know what, and that is a needless fling. She would rather feel adequately serene. It is more than she can say for some. For women that want to feel fabulous, with material stuck up their bum. They slide between the orifice. They make for an uncomfortable grind. There is always a policy of keeping your unmentionables intact, and that is to be kind to your behind. So ladies, never mind trying to impress your fellas, or girls, you have to be kind to be cruel. They may not be visually flattering in sense, but by God don't big knickers rule. Thank you very much. I want to introduce you to a elderly gay man who completely undervalues his husband's Valentine's gifts. "40 lousy years we've been together. I thought our relationship propelled a dream, but all I got for Valentine's was a George Formby grilled machine. I thought he would romanticize me with roses and chocolates. I thought he would mollycoddle me with bliss. But he didn't compensate his affection on any substantial level because he is just taking the piss. This would be the day that he would project his love, the day he would cherish and celebrate. Well, he's getting nothing from me tonight. He can sleep in the other bed and help himself to masturbate. This just shows you really do not know your true soulmate, because he is just an utter tit. Valentine's can diminish into thin smouldering air for all I care because of 14th of February. You're full of shit. Thank you very much. Wow, what a crowd. I didn't expect this many people to turn up. It was one of my nervous fortes of who was actually going to show up. And so welcome to Imaginarium. This is an official book launch event to celebrate my release of my debut visual book, which is titled The Devil Makes Work for Creative Hands. If you are interested in purchasing a copy, it is based on the table just at the top of the steps, and tonight they are at £15. And this show is predominantly based on that performance. I just want to say a big thank you to Open Source Arts for staging this event. I want to say a big thank you to Leeds Inspired to help fund the series of events here. And a massive, massive thank you to the brilliant BSL interpreter, Karen Seabrook, for taking her time to come and join us on this joyous evening. So can we all have a big clap for them? So this first act is going to be predominantly based on two brilliant lyrical genius musicians. And we have got two music videos to be screened by someone who couldn't make it tonight, unfortunately, due to illness. And his name is Lens. He's incredible. And then in the second act, it's going to be a 50-minute multimedia visual performance where I'm going to be performing alongside my animations and my archive films. So, without further much ado, I want to bring the first act up to the stage. She is an incredible, brilliant comedian, and I know she is going to be mimicking a parody of one of my favourite artists and songs, but I won't give it away. So give it up for the brilliant Nina Carter-Brown!
Thanks very much. Thanks, Jamie. Yes, I'm really happy to be here tonight, and I like to do song parodies. So what I like to do is take songs people love and ruin them forever. So apologies in advance. Jamie challenged me. He's a big Alanis Morissette fan, and he challenged me to do a parody of an Alanis song. And so that's what I did. So it's a parody of You Ought to Know, an angry song, a very angry song. And this was inspired when I went to London a few years ago, and I bought half a pint of lemonade, and I went to pay for it, and the barman said, that's £3.20. And I said, oh no, this is just lemonade, there's no alcohol in this. And he said, yeah, £3.20. I was like, what? So I couldn't believe how much that cost. And then I was like, take the ice out, because I want like as much lemonade as I can. So this is basically what this song is about. Okay. I want you to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for your pub. A richer version of me, is she a cheapskate like me? Would she take her own drink into a theatre? Does she drink cocktails, and would she have your Babe Breeze? I'm sure she makes a really excellent customer. 'Cause the money that I gave for the drink that you made wasn't able to make it enough for the till to be open wide. No, and every time I hold a drink, I see my money going down the sink. I'm not pretending, but you're still bartending, and I'm here to remind you of the price I paid for a lemonade. It's not fair to overcharge me. I'm from the north and you're in London. You ought to know. You seem very well off. Your business looks fruitful. I'm not quite as well off. I thought you should know. Did you not think about me, Mr. Let's Make Money? I hate to think what you charge for a dinner. You really emptied my purse. I know that I came off worse. You were not thinking of me, you girl. 'Cause the money that I gave for the drink that you made wasn't able to make it enough for the till to be open wide. No, and every time I hold a drink, I see my money going down the sink. I'm not pretending, but you're still bartending, and I'm here to remind you of the price I paid for a lemonade. It's not fair to overcharge me. I'm from the north and you're in London. You ought to know. Now there's an instrumental bit. 'Cause the drink that you made cost too much for me, and I'm sure that I saw you water it down with ice, and you know it. And every time I buy a drink in someone else's bar, I hope you feel it, because you steal it. And I'm here to remind you of the price I paid for a lemonade. It's not fair to overcharge me. I'm so cross, I swear, with what you gave to me. You ought to know. Thank you. Thank you. So I've got one more song for you this evening, and I'm thinking probably a few people will be able to relate to it. It's about Zoom. And I just imagined, what if Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan, were work colleagues in an office, and then obviously the pandemic happened, and they had to kind of be at home working and obviously communicating by Zoom. And then that magical moment when the office is open again and they're able to come back together and kind of share with each other how much they're enjoying being with each other in person and not being on Zoom anymore. And this is a parody of Especially for You, and it's especially for Zoom. And this is the first time I've performed this one. Okay, here we go. especially for Zoom. I wanna let you know what I was going through. All the times you were on mute, I thought you knew. You were on... Oh, sorry, that's what I worked out. I've got the thing in the wrong place. That's right. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Especially for Zoom, I wanna let you know what I was going through. All the times you were on mute, I thought you knew. You were on my screen. Your background never changed. I still feel the pain. Especially for Zoom, I wanna tell you I was feeling that way too. And if Teams was good, you know, I would have invited you to share your screen when Zoom kicked us out. But now that I'm next to you, no more logging on tomorrow. Forget the loneliness and the sorrow, and I've got to say it's all because of Zoom. And now we're back together. I want to show you there is no waiting room, and all the love I've lost is especially for Zoom. Especially for Zoom. I want to tell you you're a co-host now with me. How I'm certain that our breakout room was 3. You changed your name. You sent me the link. But now that I'm next to you, I've waited long enough to meet you. I don't want to use emojis to greet you, and I want to talk at the same time as you. Oh, and now we're back together. I want to show you there is no waiting room, and all the love I've lost is especially for Zoom. Thank you.
Linda Carter Brown, everyone! Brilliant, brilliant. And a huge thank you for doing the Alanis Morissette parody. You know how much I love her. I'm completely obsessed by her. So thank you. So following on, we have got another lyrical genius in the house, and I was very honoured to collaborate on an animated music video for him. It was around about this time last year, and we finished it in March this year, and you will see it later. He's a loop pedal poet musician, and so please welcome to the stage, it's John Harbour-Devlin.
Oh, thanks, Jamie. Okay, cool. Thanks, everyone. So yeah, I'm going to do a few songs that are... I try and mix music and poetry, if that makes sense. And I've got a few funky pedals here as well that I'm going to try and make use of. Yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm going to start actually with the song that Jamie provided the excellent animated video for. So this song's called Icarus, King Among Rascals. always wanted to escape this town. Well, let's not wait until the sun goes down. And shine as our champion, an emblem of hope, a beacon of liberty hung high and held up. Some say that it might be the death of us, that flying too high is stupid and perilous, but stick by my side. I'll let no one threaten us, we do what we can to survive. We'll see the whole town, fields and the motorways, tiny specks all around, and the streets where they hibernate. And they're itching for war, and they're burning under solar rays. All of this could be yours, just stay close and don't get stupid. Let the wind in our wings as we glide out glisten at the music of angels that chimes out. We'll be kings, we can climb Mount Olympus and witness the gods while we fly south. Let no one ever tell you that you can't be free. See the curve of the earth, you and me. We'll be kings among rascals and leave all this misery behind. We'll see the whole town, fields and the motorways, tiny specks all around, and the streets where they hibernate. And they're itching for war, and they're burning under solar rays. All of this could be yours, just stay close and don't get stupid. We'll see the whole town, the fields and the motorways, tiny specks all around, and the streets where they hibernate. And they're itching for war, and they're hiding from a violent plague. All of this could be yours, just stay close and don't get stupid. And the future is ours, where heroes they will sing about, overlooking the town, like statues heavy, tall and proud, loved and praised every day, with palms that can erase all doubt. Let the world celebrate our bravery and not our hubris, so don't get stupid. Don't get stupid. Don't get stupid. Don't get stupid. Thank you. So that song was actually, it's based on a Greek myth, story of Icarus from Greek mythology. This song is also based on a story from Greek mythology. It's the story of Echo and Narcissus, but it's reimagined to take place at a music festival. Murmuring in the trees all around the camp, every pair of knees are stained with green. Some are in the open, some unseen. There are loud booms far off, and the shrieks and stars, the gleeful chants, the cue for bars, the joyous dance. The others sprawled out on the grass, the humid sing-alongs. And the boy of thunder in his tent, glowing with another fir tree chatelaine, scraping footsteps on the gravel lane. From behind I almost hide, but I block her path. My only thought, that the boy of thunder can't get caught, so I try distract his flame with talk. But with a storm she says, out of my way, I know that he's straight, my ever discreet boy. Out of my way, and you're gonna pay, though you're just a decoy.
Earlier when they kissed, I was dropping pills at the silent disco, doing shots, seeing gurning faces in the cloth, crawling over tent pegs, and now I'm in a field with 1,000 songs. That's when I see this other one, his perfect skin, his stabbing eyes, my crumbled bent legs. He leaves the crowd cause he's above them, heads for the trees I want to follow. I can't form words or thoughts for toxins in my blood, my tongue is gone, but still I've found this lofty clearing where he sits. My bones have crushed themselves to bits, he hears me trip, his hands are fists. He says, who's there? And I mumble, there. He says, come out, and I slur out. He says, what's wrong with you? And I scream, you. I come on out, my arms held wide, but he just pushes me aside. He says, leave me alone, you should have known, you'll never have me. Cause I'm rosy cheeks and Elysian peaks, and no one can match me. Leave me alone, you should have known, you'll never have me. Cause I'm rosy cheeks and the gods when they speak, and no one can match me. I'll wither away, and you'll hear me when you're screaming with glee in the night. I'll wither away, and you'll hear me when you're daring your friends to get high. I'll wither away, and you'll hear me when you're dancing round marshmallow fires. I'll wither away. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I'm going to do one more. This song is about growing up Catholic. Sorry, I messed up there. Turn that one off. There we go. Two theologians sitting on a wall, one called Peter, one called Paul, shotgunning swigs on a bathtub gin while musing on the prickling nature of sin. And Peter says the rules have been chiselled onto stone, they're infallible, unshakable, the bedrock of a throne. Your whole life is subject to a cosmic test before you're blessed with the promise of eternal rest. But we're destined to fail, we weren't born to win, it's etched in the pores of our poisonous skin. We're a species that spits at the great and the good, drags messiahs through filth and then nails them to wood. We're a stain on the carpet, a harsh nasal note, there are worms in the apples that are lodged in our throats. We deserve to fall victim to dark lunar tides, we deserve to have childbirth tear through our sides. We pine for cheap pleasure, we crave to be kings, we're at one with the fiends and the foul creeping things. Our yearning and aching for any human touch goes and clinches our kinship with demons and dusk. Be yourself, question everything, wear fig leaves under stars. Flout rules, eat fruit, love yourself, make hammocks in your backyard. Be Be yourself, question everything, wear fig leaves under stars. Flout rules, eat fruit, love yourself, make hammocks in your backyard. Paul takes a sip and then sits for a while, softening the air with his crescent moon smile. And then he says, Peter, you're wide of the mark when you say human beings are intrinsically dark, and the nature of sin is just not what you've learned. It can only be measured in victims it's hurt. That young naked couple who fell down from grace were the prettiest precursors of the whole human race. See, we should chase down knowledge even when it's taboo. We should tear off our loincloths and howl at the moon. We should dance around fires and walk hand in hand with the beautiful stains and the lost and the damned. We should love who we want to. There's no mark of Cain that will grapple and ground us in sulphur and flames and cast us in shackles where villainy dwells. It's not even an issue if we own ourselves. Rebellion is romance, adventure is love. You weren't born to bring ruin from dark skies above just for losing yourself at a witching hour dance. We're not simply damned if we all have a chance. Be yourself, question everything, wear fig leaves under stars. Flout rules, eat fruit, love yourself, make hammocks in your backyard. Be yourself, question everything, wear fig leaves under stars. Flout rules, eat fruit, love yourself, make hammocks in your backyard. Be yourself, question everything, wear fig leaves under stars. Flout rules, eat fruit, love yourself, make hammocks in your backyard. Be yourself, question everything, wear fig leaves under stars. Flout rules, eat fruit, love yourself, make hammocks in your backyard. Thank you. Thanks. Am I good to unplug? Thanks.
John Haberdevlin, everyone! Hey, brilliant stuff. Okay, now so we go on to some visual projections from a multi-talented friend and artist of mine. He's called Lens. I know he'll be watching on live screen tonight. And we are going to be screening two of his brilliant music videos called Distant and Folklore. So, yeah, can we get the lights turned down? For the animation? Sorry. It's all right. Yeah. Ah, that's how you do it. I know now for the second half. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah. So here it is. It's Lens with two of his brilliant music videos. Enjoy.
That I've got to prove wrong. See, now it's just the way things are. After all these days apart, we can't escape the spark.
Take me back to the start. This place is trapped in my heart.
You seem so far away, you seem so distant. But since we parted ways, I feel no different.
I feel the same every day, thinking I should have stayed.
I've been distant, cause I've been different. Well, they've tried telling me to be like them, but I'm not with them, I've got to resist them. And find someone here that can be my friend. I didn't know, I never knew, and it hit home when I met you.
Now it seems so far away, you seem so far away.
I've been distant, cause I've been different. Well, they've tried telling me to see my view, but I'm not with them, I've got to resist them. And find someone here that can be like you. I didn't know, I never realised, then it hit home, now I know what it feels like.
Now it seems so far away, I wanna be where you are today. Go back to reality. Can't go back to reality. Know what we had. Can't go back to reality.
Let's get it done. It's alright. They can watch it all unfold now. I'm trying to hold on to these moments. You can't be for it. Nobody saw this. Only you and a chosen few. It's about to go down in folklore. I'm trying to hold on to these moments. You can't be for it. Nobody saw this. Only you. It's about to go down in folklore. I'm trying to hold on to these moments. There can't be for it. Nobody saw this. Only you and a chosen few. It's about to go down in folklore. I'm trying to hold on to these moments. There can't be for it. Nobody saw this. Only you and a chosen few. Living a week and a day. Packing a year and a month. The pace of it going, that's normal to me. See, this energy's working, but will it be here when it's done?
Trying to step outside, my mind, my time is ticking. I've been running away from the crowd towards you.
And I'm on my way, trying to fit this all in one day. But I still don't know if I'll stay. I'm trying to step outside my mind.
Trying to step outside, my mind, my time is ticking. I've been running away from the crowd towards you. Trying to step outside, my mind, my time is ticking. I've been running away from I feel at home on the stage, getting used to the pressure. On the moments we made, we're gonna do this forever.
When the levels are right and the mic feeds back and no one turns up, I'm there. But I could have been anywhere else. I was there by myself when they weren't aware, and they're still not. That's why I've still got more. Where do I get it from? They're still not sure.
I've been running away from the crowd towards you.
When I reach that zone,
I feel at home. I feel at home on the stage, getting used to the pressure. All the moments we made, we're gonna do this forever.
but I could have been anywhere else. I was there by myself when they weren't aware, and they're still not. That's why I've still got more. Where do I get it from? They're still not sure. We're going through it together at home on a stage, getting used to the pressure, escaping the labels they place on me. I found a place for me, maybe I'll do this forever. I'm trying to step outside my mind when these times get left behind.
I've been running away from the crowd towards
It's about to go down in folklore. I'm trying to hold on to these moments. There can't be for it, nobody saw this. Only you and a chosen few. It's about to go down in folklore. I'm trying to hold on to these moments. There can't be for it, nobody saw this. Only you and a chosen few. Living a week and a day. Packing a year and a month. The pace of it going, that's normal to me. See, this energy's working, but will it be here when it's done?
Trying to step outside, my mind, my time is ticking. I've been running away from the crowd towards you.
He has this sensuous appearance, still after 20 years of being white. But when he wears his long johns, I ban him from the bait. They are such a repulsive garment. They are such a ghastly sight. They don't particularly arouse me. Ooh, they give me such a fright. Oh, fancy seeing your husband with his wobbly-knobbly knees, his thighs and shins the size of twigs. Oh, no thank you, please. He has his champion features. It's his legs that I cannot bear. I'd rather see him in his tighty-whitey and thermal underwear. My personal thoughts of him in them are completely obtruse, but the concept of him lying in bed next to me, well, I strictly refuse. It prevents him from the bitter winter, I shall give him that. Although the material is frantically coarse, he better burn the long johns on filing for a divorce. Thank you very much. So as a writer and an artist, I absolutely love delving into observational life. And I love putting my perspective on life through my own little witty anecdotes. And I was on a train coming back from Blackpool North last September, and I was sat opposite these two elderly ladies, and they were very, acting very youthful and whimsical in their own ways. And I wrote this conversation down. It's about when they missed a stop at Bradford Interchange and they went rolling back to Leeds. It's called Two Ladies on a Train. I caught the 5:22 p.m. Northern Service train back to Leeds from Blackpool North, where I briefly spoke with two middle-aged ladies by the names of Denise and Margie. They were getting off at Bradford Interchange. Well, they accidentally missed their stop as the train began heading towards Leeds. "Here, where are we going now? The train is going the other way," Margie curiously piped up as they both ascended from their seats. "Excuse me, you didn't let us off. Hello, you didn't let us off. We're near Bradford," Denise projected as she made her path to the conductor's door to project her panic. "This is Bradford. You have just missed it," a man with headphones calmly spoke. "Yeah, we want Bradford," Margie said, looking at Denise, who was still senselessly talking to her door. Anyhow, the problem was resolved when they both alighted at New Pudsey and had to commute back to Bradford Interchange on the next expected service. Well, they sort of alighted. Margie was already outstanding on the platform with an abundance of suitcases, waiting for Denise to alight with her belongings too, until the doors started to close on her, nearly shipping her friend off to Leeds. "What the bloody hell is happening now?" Denise projected as the doors closed. When Denise eventually alighted onto the platform, she made sure that the conductor was known as an arsehole. I just sat there laughing throughout the whole whimsical ordeal. I arrived home at approximately 9 p.m. Thank you very much. The joy of the commutes. Happy and sad. So we're going to take a 15-minute intermission shortly in a second. So feel free to grab yourself a drink, network, communicate, whatever you want to do in the intermission. And then we will be back in 15 minutes prompt. We're just going to take 15 minutes to reset. All right, thank you very much. Okay, we'll start. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for all staying, putting up with the second half of the show. So this is going to be predominantly live visual based. There's going to be times where I shall be narrating live my animations, and there's going to be times where they're going to be standalone projections, where I am pre-recording myself reading from my book, The Devil Makes Work for Creative Hands. I just want to put it out there, a few trigger warnings as well. There is talk. I mean, feel free if you want to leave the room for some space, but there is detail of suicide in this next half. So I just want to put it out there. I didn't want to trigger anyone. But apart from that, sit back, relax, and have fun when you can have fun in the parts. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to another hour of the Sunday Tea Show, right here on 96.9 All FM on your radio, allfm.org, wherever you are in the world, online. You're joined by me, Ruth O'Reilly. Delighted to be keeping you company today. Well, on today's show, I have got the amazing artist, animator, and now author, Jamie Harry Scrutton. He is super talented, he's also a performance poet, and life is literally, quite literally, a roller coaster for him. So he'll be taking us on a journey into his animated imagination with his brand new up and coming book, which is called The Devil Makes Work for Creative Hands.
I have discovered my inner independence again. Today is the move. I am going to reside in the city in a terraced house based on Wellington Groove. The top loft room is an advantage. It is perfectly quintessential for a mature, developing adolescent. This is a sweet little residential. My housemates are admirable. My outlook is an analogue.
Goodbye, so goodbye, my 30p. Thank you very much.
The first couple of February lukewarm evenings, I slept comfortably like a log. But the too good to be true state appeared. It wasn't the perfect amicable dream. Things started to slope into despair. They weren't as homely as they seem. The previous resident I am subletting from, he previously had a cat. The perfection of living, well, everything ended at that. When I exerted my independence, when life was becoming a breeze, now I'm covered with blistering bites, the house is full of fleas. I haven't slept well for 4 whole nights. My skin has become a feast. The irritable scratching at the bites, which are now the size of a beast. I have tried every repellent in existence to attempt to decrease the God-forsaken gout. I have blitzed the whole house twice every day just to get the bastards out. 6 p.m. the infestation manifests, I am living with this unbearable itch. Infuriated with the devilish pests, these fleas are such a bitch. There is always a reasonable policy of a strict no-pet zone because of intrusive predicaments like this happen when I am bitten to the bone. I can't be having this with the time that I am here. I can't be doing with this until June. I don't expect to pay my well-earned money to a flea-infested room. The predicament will be subsequently resolved. The fleas have perished in vain. Now I can eventually reside in this terrace house and begin from scratch again. Thank you. Thank you.
I only had one sister. He was my hope and joy. England needs the soldiers, so I had to send my boy. Though the cannons thunder, my boy is under his heavenly father's care. Oh Lord, thy will, not mine, be done, and that was a widow's prayer.
want to grow a man bun. I want to get with the groove. But the only predicament I have is that my wife doesn't approve. Yes, I'm a middle-aged fella, and I've developed this sudden phase. I want to fit in with the modern society and get with the craze. My wife reckons it would look horrendous. But how the hell does she know? If she won't let me experiment with my style and let the damn thing grow. My roots are in adequate good condition. I've got a brilliant head of hair. I don't want to sit at home with a shaven scalp. It's a trend that I cannot bear. I'm prepared for my new appearance. I'm stored up with my lacquer and gel. But my wife is still against the idea. It's gonna make her life hell. Oh yes, darling, I want to grow a man bun. I want to get with the groove. But that will never be the conclusion, because my wife doesn't approve.
No. Yes. Yes. Yes.
From the book nowadays. Just a little technical hiccup here. In fact, I'm going to do it on top of my head because it's I'm talking about mental health here, and it's a topic which, you know, we need
I first became aware of my mental health struggles when I was just 16 years of age. It happened in December 2005 when I was an art student at the Batley Art and Design College. I had crippling thoughts that convinced me that I was an abuser. At the time, I had no idea what intrusive thoughts were, but when these occurred, it made me socially distant from my surroundings and detached me from understanding what was the true sense of reality. I was then afraid of my surroundings being an imminent trigger to intrusive thoughts. Around this time, I had a further thought that I was becoming a murderer, threatening me with disillusionment and animosity. This stemmed from watching a TV program based on the infamous murderers of the 1970s and 80s. I was in college the following day, and this anxiety spontaneously seeped into my thinking, which was extremely distressing. When I was around 17 years of age, I was suffocated with the grueling concept that I was going to smother my mum with a pillow. The reality was that I knew this was completely fabricated and that I wasn't capable of doing that. I was anguished with distress and agitation and couldn't understand the reasoning to this fear. This thought did eventually disappear naturally. I A couple of weeks after graduating from New Montfort University, I developed irrational thoughts about my mum again. The horror was centered around the delusion that I was going to violently wound her with a knife. I didn't speak anything of this because it was never going to happen. Again, these thoughts disappeared over the course of a few weeks, and I didn't have any experience of these thoughts again. On Saturday the 6th of October 2012, I locked myself away in my bedroom and consumed half a bottle of antifreeze which I purchased from a DIY shop that morning. My mum found me, tucked up in bed, disillusioned when I awoke with her screaming. My dad immediately drove me to hospital as I violently coughed up blood into a plastic bag in the back passenger seat. I remember being taken into the accident and emergency department, but I do not recall any other form of activity. I woke up later in a hospital bed, dressed in a nightgown, connected to a catheter and a drip. Formepside was being pumped into my system to dilute the poisonous substance from me as I continued to vomit blood in cardboard bowls. I was a hairpiece away from death and needed immediate medical help. Initially, the medical professionals considered eradicating the antifreeze by pumping vodka into my blood, but it didn't come to this. I spent a whole grueling week being medically treated by the brilliant NHS team in a high dependency ward based at Staincliffe Hospital. The medics guessed that my survival rate was borderline during the first few days of being admitted. The hospital never had an incident concerning antifreeze poisoning, so the only answer was to contact the Royal Hallamshire Hospital based in Sheffield for immediate medical advice. I just cannot thank the NHS enough for their unwavering support. Still naive at the time, I didn't entirely comprehend the jeopardy I had put myself or my family in. I remember the hospital being a safe haven for me, as I felt protected from my intrusive thoughts and any other peril which came with this. 2 days prior to my discharge, I glanced out of the hospital window, witnessing the foggy scene of the car park, and feeling once again threatened by the menacing triggers of the outside world. Upon hearing that I had to stay an extra night for my blood levels to stabilise, it was a relief, and I felt safe again. The following morning, after I was discharged, I had the first of many home treatment sessions with Emma and a brilliant psychiatrist who provided me with a better understanding of my own psychosis. Another young woman came along with Emma as a nurse on work placement. She gave me an explanation from a professional perspective what the term intrusive thoughts meant, as opposed to what I had previously learned in an online forum. She also booked me in for an appointment at the Priestley unit based at the hospital for a pre-CBT assessment on my delirium. This assessment did heal me to the extent that it helped me to cope and strengthen my stamina in battling with my demons. The professionals who explained in great detail my recent manic episode spoke of a man who was experiencing the same thing as what I had. He was 99.9% cured after an extensive recovery program. A daily dose of fluoxetine and diazepam elevated my mood, although the trepidation did seep back in. On Saturday the 10th of November 2012, I decided to decrease the dose of my diazepam after following advice from Emma. I had no tendency of ruminating by the end of 2012. I was due another CBT home visit session in January 2013 by a male professional. I decided that I didn't need any more psychoanalysis from professionals, feeling I had the strength to transition back to my normal self again. I did experience minor intrusive thoughts, in fear that I would purposely cut my throat with a razor blade. This thought became rooted into my mind as I casually shaved my facial stubble. It was disturbing. I had to distance myself from the razor blade, just in case my mind controlled me to do it. You see, people react differently when your mind is burgled by a frightening intruder.
Some have the courage to fight it off, whereas others need that extra help to support the chemical balance that portrays the difference between what is fiction and non-fiction. I have spent years suffocating with my prosperous psychosis, trying to reassure myself of my OCD, which I fucking bear every time I hit rock bottom. Explicitly demonstrating my perspective of how I deal and cope with my mental health will hopefully allow others to heal, respire, and understand the manic significance it has on the vulnerable, like myself. It is a strenuous journey, but you have to confront it as a means to cope with it. Remember to accept it, abide by it, understand the logic, and let it go.
Facebook asked her, "What's on your mind?" Watched as her walls crumbled down with every blind comment. Every reminder that she was ugly, worthless, irrelevant. Like a child pulling legs from a spider, you torment and rip confidence apart. Caught up in the web of words spun from the spiteful heart of a darkened bedroom, where life's ebb and flow leaves driftwood smiles in forgotten, far-off places, and formless faces behind the camera lens aren't the ones that she can depend upon. Preying on the vulnerable with self-doubt, you swallow her to survive the winter of new media trends. So you feed the leftovers to your pride of followers, but how many of them can you class as your friends? Leaving someone suicidal might not be what you intend, but if you look up from your phone, you might see where these things end. It must be hard to breathe masked behind that screen, armed with words shooting down dreams, allied with reams of online users that you haven't even met. Using emotions as target practice to aim your empty threats. She swallowed your lies with a bottle of pills. Medical needles a result of cheap frills, so doctors with patients who are shedding their skin, doctors with a patience that's wearing too thin, have to glue a life back together, then push her out like a paper boat towards the same stormy weather. And watch dilated pupils reflect your sordid grin that haunts the flickering hospital bay. When in a war zone of people fighting for life, a deserter is throwing theirs away. But you don't see the shell-shocked ECG, the food in the bin, the 3 AM tears of nauseous despair. If you could only take a minute to see the reality of a family photo absentee. Someone is denied a daughter, a sister, a mother, an auntie, a friend, a wife. Because somewhere in that tangled web, a blue tick was valued over human life. But you believe a pixelated smile, the alarm of your phone as the retweets pile high, laughing emojis in every reply. You didn't notice that her joy was staged, the script writing with which her life engaged. But when the encore's done and the curtain's shut, skin isn't thick enough for the director's cut.
My husband is taking me to book our funeral. One of the perks of being wed. I know we are in our 60s and it's good to be cautious, but I don't want to think when I might drop down dead. We may have 20 years left, he says. Tomorrow we may pop our socks. Really, we need to be safe and sorry, he says, as I sit pondering about laying that box. The awkward varnished casket which I chose, the time it'll become my homeward bound. Except that it won't be very pretty when I'm 6 feet under and buried with rats in the ground. The measurements and fixtures and approximates, my anatomy becoming an entangled warps. There is no use to feeling great at appointments like these because I come out feeling like a corpse. Well, at least I will know what my new habitat will be like. Right now I have no more strive. Today has knocked me off for 6 and I feel so drained and I feel so buried alive. So I am going to wrap up this anecdote as I prepare for my reincarnation. This poem is to you and I hope to see you all at the wake with this personal invitation.
This is dedicated to any spectacle users out there, about the predicament of smoggy spectacles in winter. I wish window wipers were invented for spectacles. Now that would be the ultimate dream. I am tired of wiping my lenses every time when they fill up with so much steam. It mainly happens during the bleak winter period, when I come into contact with blistering ice. The Arctic temperature has a habit of intruding my view and I no longer see through my eyes. My penultimate predicament is when I catch a glimpse of an irritable, turpid smudge. Yet I am tired of wiping my lenses in order to get the obtrusions to bludge. Handkerchiefs are the only tool to rectify the hitch. Now that is a delinquent taboo. Piddling about all day and wiping your specs in order to achieve a better view. I have pondered about getting contacts. At least I will be free from obstacles in my vision and my perception will be perfectly intact. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, I really do wish window wipers were invented for spectacles. It is a conception that is unforeseen. I am tired of wiping my lenses every time when they fill up with so much steam. Thank you very much. That's for all you spectacle users.
I've got another side of my personality, which is thrill seeking and bungee jumping, which I do touch upon in the book. Yeah.
Right, I want you to stand on
Yeah, in July, yeah.
Start,
My 5th bungee jump.
Lovely. Right,
wow.
this is it, mate. So, we've got to dive in here, yeah?
Yeah.
You can do it, mate. Come on, so we're going to look forward. I'm going to give you everything you've got. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, bungee!
Yeah, like I say in this book, The Devil Makes Birds, there's actually a section called Obituary Journal Entries. I think it's midway through the book, and it's just entries which I do talk about in detail about my experiences through bungee jump, etc. And it's also random journal entries which don't really fit in with certain sections of the book with the animations and etc. which I thought would gel in well with my thrill seeking. So so there is a section about that.
The day my gran rode a roller coaster, she nearly lost her teeth. As she climbed 100 feet to the top of the pull-up and looked down at the drop beneath. The train plummeted down the turbulent tracks, Gran pierced the air with a shrill. As she closed her eyes and held on tight, not grasping the fun nor thrill. I have never laughed with so much wit as her pride was on the seat bequeathed. The day my gran rode a roller coaster, hell, she nearly lost her teeth. Thank you very much.
Is there any more pain to be put through? I keep telling myself but then I think, why do I don't draw the line when I should do. You're the person I used to look up to. I keep telling myself but then I think, why do I torn between letting you win again and giving you a chance to hate me more? Why do you say I'm at war with the way I should have tried to forget all the lies you said, or try my best to escape before you come back and shout I'm starting to doubt I'm sick of the cycle repeating. That the sea creeps in when I'm dreaming. This got me believing but what's the reason cause I know that there shouldn't be one. I'm searching for hope where there looks to be none. Must be lost if all because myself but when I think, why do I a product of broken trust, a soul that won't open up, a future the past won't let live, my present is prone to destruct. Now I see those close to me loaded with spite, but we're supposed to be tight. I'm watching my back and my own of this strike. I've learned what this world could be like. You planted that seed of doubt, so when I see them, I see you inside the rise. You're rising through, it's like there's nothing I can do. I see clear when I'm doing this, my future's not got you in it. No more chances, no more searching for answers. In the heat of the moment I'm frozen with no one inside, cause time stands still when I'm flowing. The mind sold out, no doubts in my mind, the shivers run down my spine. It's like it doesn't matter what I do, it'll never be good enough for you. So right now, it's about realizing that for all this time I've been buying into your vision of me, held back by what you think my future will be. So know this, what you try to avoid is catching up with you now. Only this time around, there'll be no way out. Look what it's come to. Is there any more pain to be put through? I keep telling myself I, but then I think, why do I don't draw the line when I should do. You're the person I used to look up to. I keep telling myself I, but then I think, why do I? Lens, shouts to Fab on the beat. Let's have this.
Prior to this, I worked with a brilliant rapper and a very good friend of mine called Lens. You can find him on YouTube and the social media. Producing the music videos with Lens led me to wanting to collaborate and commission other musicians and poets' work. Yeah, it was very exciting working with Morgan Skylights because the track is about the Greek mythology of Icarus and Daedalus. And, yeah.
Champion, an emblem of hope, a beacon of liberty hung high and held up. Some say that it might be the death of us, that flying too high is stupid and perilous. But stick by my side, I'll let no one threaten us. We do what we can to survive. We'll see the whole town, the fields and the motorways, tiny specks all around, and the streets where they hibernate. And they're reaching for war, and they're burning under solar rays. All of this could be yours. Just stay close and don't get stupid. Let the wind in our wings as we glide out, glisten at the music of angels that chimes out. We'll be kings, we can climb Mount Olympus and witness the gods while we fly south. Let no one ever tell you that you can't be free. See the curve of the earth, you and me. We'll be kings among rascals and leave all this misery behind. We'll see the whole town, the fields and the motorways, tiny specks all around, and the streets where they hibernate. And they're reaching for war, and they're burning under solar rays. All of this could be yours. Just stay close and don't get We'll see the whole town, the fields and the motorways, tiny specks all around, and the streets where they hibernate. And they're reaching for war, and they're hiding from a violent place. All of this could be yours. Just stay close and don't get stupid. And the future is ours, where heroes they will sing about, overlooking the town, like statues heavy, tall and proud, loved and praised every day, with palms that can erase all doubts. Let the world celebrate our bravery and not our heroes. So don't get stupid. Don't get stupid. Don't get stupid. Don't get stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, so that Plague Doctor is actually from an animation, which you can find on my YouTube, Jamie Harris Scruton, and it's called Ring Around the Rosie. And I was sat up one night, I was actually making an animation for a musician, and I found all this footage which I collated, but I never really realised it into an animation at the time. And it was very sinister, enchanted footage, which went well with a drawing which I cooked up being the Plague Doctor, and I found a very mysterious, sinister version of Ring Around the Rosie, and I just formed them together one night. This was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I finished it the next day. And
Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. What do you suppose became to fight the darkness in which we live?
I haven't wished him dead. So hard I've dark green pebbles for eyes, ropes on the back of my hands I could strangle with. Spinster, I stink and remember whole days in bed calling no at the wall. The dress, yellow, trembling if I open the wardrobe. The sword, full length, her, myself. Who did this to me? Pious curses that are sounds but not words. Some nights better, the lost body over me, my fluent tongue in its mouth, in its ear, then down till I suddenly bite. Wolves hate behind a white veil, a red balloon bursting in my face. I stabbed at a wedding cake. Give me a male corpse for a long, slow honeymoon. Don't think it's only the heart that breaks.
Yeah, so I just want to say a big thank you for coming tonight. I was just speaking about this performance is actually a work in progress. So I'm going to be taking the show away and I'm going to be editing and remixing some parts, re-recording some narrative. There are a few technical issues there, but this is a work in progress and I'd love to return back with it next year. And thank you very much for witnessing the work in progress show. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I just want to say a big thank you to Open Source Arts and Leeds Inspired for collaborating together to make these series of shows happen, because it's been really debilitating for the arts at the minute, during COVID, and it still is. And for you all just to come out and take your time, it's just a brilliant retrospect to, bringing live theatre back, and it's our passion and it's what really matters. So a huge thank you to them. Thank you very much. And last but not least, I want to say a huge thank you to the BSL interpreter, Karen Seabrook. She is a brilliant close friend. Can we all, raise your hand for her? Brilliant, thank you. And I've got a little bit of something for her because she wouldn't take it, and I kept pestering her, you need something, because she was doing this out of her own goodwill, but, she needs to be known for her recognition, and it's just been brilliant. So Karen Seabrook, here comes, no worries at all. You wouldn't take anything, so just you need this, so. But yeah, I'll just go get it in my wedding dress. Thank you. Can I bring John and Nina back up to the stage, please? I just want everyone to give them the recognition they deserve as well. No pressure, though. Yeah, so without them as well, because they are very, very good creative friends of mine, and I just, it's like a wedding family portrait. Oh God, don't get me started. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to both of them. So can I have a big, huge round of applause for Nina and John. And yeah, so the night is still young. So go do what you do on a Saturday night. It's been a privilege, and thank you. And when I do realise it's into a professional show, I hope you come and see it all. Thank you very much. I'll let you free.